Jameson Rodgers, welcome. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to Pure Country.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How's it going up there?
It's going good, but I don't think it's probably going as well as it is for you. Congratulations on your first number one.
Oh, thank you. It's been quite a week, and honestly, it's been a good year for me. I feel guilty. I feel like I'm one of the few people that's winning 2020. And so, yeah, I'm trying not to mess it all up right now.
Well, it's good for everyone because you're sharing some great music, and Some Girls is a song that I've been listening to. It feels like forever now.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it's finally, has caught up in radio land.
yeah.
I actually got to see you last year on the Luke Combs tour. You came to Kingston, Ontario. And of course, back at that time, you were a brand new face, but who would have thought just a short year later, number one?
I know it's crazy what, if you would have told me in Kingston that night that there was going to be a pandemic and I'm going to get engaged and have a number one song. And yeah, I would have probably told you were lying. So it's crazy.
And so what has it been like for you? Because I know, like you said, it's been a pretty crazy year, a crazy in a good way for you, especially with your engagement, number one song. But before all of this stuff happened, you were on the road with Luke Combs, who, of course, at the time was already a megastar. So to be able to see that behind the scenes, but still be kind of low key at the same time, what was it like for you to be able to go through that before, basically being stuck in your home?
Well, I was so glad that it happened before this year, you know what I mean? So I got to go play 60 arenas with Luke last year. And, I had never played an arena. And so, I wish I could see a video of my first show and my last show. I feel like I grew as a performer and a singer and kind of all of the above, and just getting to watch Luke do his thing every day and night. It was definitely a cool learning experience.
Well, you can never get a better school than, being on an arena tour with one of the biggest names in country. But your and Luke's friendship actually started before he ballooned into the superstar that he is now too. So that's kind of a unique angle too.
Yeah, Luke, it's funny. Luke hit me up on Instagram in 2016 before he was Luke Combs.
Slid into your DMs.
He slid into my DMs, and I honestly didn't know who he was. Like, this was before Hurricane and all that stuff. And so I asked. He just told me, "Man, I love your music, and would love to write with you one day." And so I asked some buddies around town. I was like, "Do y'all know who Luke Combs is?" And they were like, "Yeah, you should definitely write with him. He's got this underground following going on." And luckily I did, and we became buddies. And yeah, fast forward a couple years, got to go on tour with him, and now he's singing on a song with me. It's pretty crazy.
Well, and I know on this side, we always like to say, you're an overnight success, just kind of came out of nowhere, but that's not really the case. You've been at this, you moved to Nashville and spent 10 years building your craft. So to have all of this attention, I guess, kind of at once is probably a big adjustment, but you've been preparing for this for a while.
Oh man, if it would have happened to me, when I first moved to town, or even a few years into town, it would have been overwhelming to me. You know what I mean? So I'm glad, if during the 10 years I would have begged for this to happen.
Yeah.
But now, looking back now, I'm kind of glad that it's taken, 10 years for it to all happen.
Yeah, I think you get a different appreciation for it too, and understanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you recently got engaged too, which is very exciting. And again, not something that just happens overnight. So I've been creeping your Instagram a bit, and I see that your fiance, she's actually a performer too. So that must help with the understanding of what's required with your line of work.
Oh yeah. Sarah's an amazing singer-songwriter herself, and she has literally never complained one time about me being on the road or any of it. So I'm so that that was a big factor in the asking her to marry me. You have to have somebody that understands the business and how things go. So yeah, she's awesome.
No, she never complained about you being on the road, but is she complaining about you being home so much now?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what is it like for you, like I said, to kind of have everything come to a halt, but obviously your life is still moving, to be unable really to get out to the radio stations to be able to, you know, meet your fans face to face, all the while your songs are blowing up charts, even on the streaming platforms. Cold Beer, Calling My Name with Luke Combs. What is it like to just kind of need to sit there and be patient and just be like, okay, enjoy, I'm just gonna wait here?
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty weird. Luckily, I got to meet almost all radio folks last year on the tour and throughout the year, and so thank God I got to do that, because I don't even know how people would do that this year. I guess you would do it just like we're doing it right now, but it's just it's gonna be weird, because the last show I played in March, you know, Some Girls wasn't even top 40, or I don't even, might have not even been top 50 yet, and so the next show we play, I'm gonna have at least one number one. I could have another hit. I don't know.
You never know.
So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is seeing how many fans we've got next time we play.
So my colleague interviewed Chris Lane the other day, and one of the fan questions they got was, who is an up-and-comer that he's a big fan of? And he actually said you. And then he went on to say about this star-studded softball team that you guys put together. So it's nice to know that, you know, you can at least keep that connection to the community. It sounds like the softball team that you guys have going for fun is basically like a CMA lineup.
It is. And it's funny. I actually put the team together just because I knew that this would probably be our only opportunity to play like everybody be in town at the same time and get to do that. And so I'm so glad I've done that. It's like, it's been in so many interviews, like people just want to talk about the softball team. It's so crazy.
I think you could be like selling tickets to it. Like this could be like a side hustle for you, for sure.
Yeah, they come to one game and see how we play and be like, all right, we're good on that for sure.
Stick to the concert, stick to the music group.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing in your downtime? I'm assuming you're still writing and getting ready for whenever things do go back to normal, but what has a typical day looked like for you?
Yeah, so if I'm not writing a song, I'm really bored to death, honestly. So I've been trying to write as much as possible. I've played a lot of golf this year. It's starting to cool off now, so that's coming to an end. But yeah, I mean, I live a pretty simple, boring kind of life when I'm not on the road.
That's probably a good thing to be able to realize, though. Like, you know, when what you love could potentially be taken away, you know, did you find something else to do? Clearly not. You're still stuck with it, and you're still working towards it. So.
I know. I'll wait forever for it to come back, I guess.
Yeah. Now, just kind of touching back on the fact that you've been at this for a very long time, like 10 years in Nashville. When it came time to release your debut radio single, was that the most nerve-wracking experience? I mean, how do you pick that debut single when you probably had, you know, a pretty big collection to pull from?
Yeah, well, luckily I have an amazing team around me that I completely trust. They've been in the business for forever, and you know, it just seemed like the clear-cut favorite song of the batch of songs that I had at the time, and never doubted the song. Really, just kind of a nervous kind of thing. I mean, I've been up here for 10 years, and I've seen a lot of debut singles not go anywhere close to number one. So it's I'm just super, super lucky.
Yeah, and it's such a fun song, and it's one of those songs that, like, I am really excited for you to be able to get back into those arenas and play it, because it is an anthem. Like, it is, you are in the crowd, you're singing it, you identify with one line. It's the line, get their mamas on the phone. I'm like, that's me, that's what I do. So I think there's something in there that people identify with, and it's just one of those songs that you have to turn up when you hear it.
Yeah, and it's always been fun to play. I mean, even since I released that song in 2017, kind of like on iTunes and Spotify and that stuff. And, you know, there were pockets of people that were singing it back then. So it's always been a fun one to play live.
So now that it is the number one song, did you do anything to celebrate?
Oh, yeah. We had a good socially distant party the other night here in Nashville.
I like how you throw socially distant, so you know.
Hey, you gotta plug it in. Gotta plug it in there.
Always responsible.
Yeah, but no, it was a good time. We had a good hang that night.
That's awesome. And so, what's next now? Like, do do you have what's coming next lined up, or are you just going to try to soak this in a bit? And
Yeah, so we're gonna come back with Cold Beer Calling My Name. That'll be my
excellent.
next single to radio with my buddy Luke on it. And yeah, just praying and hoping we can play some shows next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I guess continue to write some songs and yeah,
Get
not
married.
much. Yeah, get married at some point. So we'll, it's some things to look forward to.
I recently got engaged too since this pandemic started, and it's been
Awesome.
kind of nice in a way because it takes the pressure off needing to say what you're doing for your wedding. Because 10 minutes after you're engaged, everyone's like, "When's the wedding? Who's in it? Where's it at?" And this is a
Exactly.
nice, easy way to be like, "Ah, no plans yet. Can't."
Exactly. Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Well, I don't want to take more of your time. I'm sure you're in hot demand now with the big #1 song. So I will share this time with some other people, but want to say congratulations and keep in touch, and best of luck with what comes next.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for chatting with you. Or thanks, good chatting with you is what I meant to say. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in person soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Jameson. Bye.